بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق.
Paradise are open. The doors of hell are closed. So ask your Lord not to open it for you. The devils are in chains. So ask your Lord that they do not rule over you. So this is a sermon that Rasulullah ﷺ used to make before. Now the thing is that Rasulullah ﷺ have said many ahadith regarding the fazail of Ramadan. I think most of you must have heard it so many times. So you should go and learn more about it. Since I have only 1 hour, so I thought that we should talk about some of the fiqh point of view, right? So that our fasting should be free from, those mistakes that sometimes we make. Okay? So inshallah, the hadith part you can learn more on your own. There are books. Fadail Amal has Fadail Ramadan. Shaykh al-Hadith have written it with great detail, so you can read. And there are many other books of hadith, inshallah. But let's talk about fiqh, right? So it's a long chapter. I try to be as concise as possible. Now, since the purpose of Ramadan is what, brothers and sisters? Taqwa. Now let's define taqwa. What is taqwa? Let me tell you what Umar did. Once Umar radiallahu anhu wanted to know more what taqwa is. Although he is Imam al-Muttaqeen, his laqab is Imam al-Muttaqeen. But he wanted to know what taqwa is. So he called Ubay ibn Ka'b. Right? Zafullah, who was Ubay ibn Ka'b? Yeah, he was Katib al-Wahi. He used to write Wahi. And he was a very, very knowledgeable person. Very close to Rasulullah. So Umar was Khalifa. He called Ubay and said, Ubay, tell me what is taqwa. So Ubay said, O Amir al-Mu'mineen, let me ask you a question. He said, O Amir al-Mu'mineen, let's say if you have to go through a place where there are all thorns, all thorns everywhere, right? But you have to go through it. How would you go through it? So Umar said, well, I will make sure that, none of the thorns come, pinches me, So he said that, and what you will do? He'll see that, I'll make sure that my clothes do not get stuck with those thorns. So Ubay said, exactly, this is what taqwa is. He said, what? He said, see, the dunya is full with thorns. All haram things, trying to come and hit you. You have to live for 60, 70 years, whatever Allah has given time for you to live. But just live in such a way that none of these evils which are thorns inflict you. Just pass through this 40, 50, 60 years, whatever you have, without getting hurt by any of these thorns, which are sins. So this is taqwa. So he gave a very, very beautiful example. Right? So this is taqwa. So taqwa is live in this world, but don't love this world. Work, make money, but don't love money. Right? That's what taqwa is. Because the love of this world, the love of the money is the root of all evil. Right? So la'allakum tattaqun. Okay. Why do we fast? We fast because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us to fast. Fasting makes us healthier as the Prophet of Allah. Now, in one hadith, Rasulullah said, fast and you will be healthier. So that's another aspect, but that is not the maqsad. That is not the problem. This is a side effect of fasting. That you'll be healthy as well. Yeah, that's a bonus. You fast to get taqwa, but in this world physically also you will benefit. You will be healthier.
Provided we eat less.
Huh?
Provided we eat less.
Provided we eat less. Fasting is only our self-discipline and helps us control our desires and action. So fasting gives you a sense of control. To fight against your nafs. when we fast, we see the food, wish to eat it but can, and hence we can relate to the poor and needy who see the food and cannot buy it, which will motivate us to help the poor and needy. Makes sense, right? So when you are hungry, you can relate it to those who are hungry. Fasting also makes us appreciate food and sustenance given to us by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In non-fasting days, many people get bored by seeing the same menu of food, except biryani. And forget to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. During fasting, however, any food looks delicious and we get to appreciate all the food at sunset. So this is another, again, self-discipline is the whole thing. Self-discipline. The month of Ramadan is also a very important unifying factor of Muslims. It brings the Muslims together until each community becomes like a family when eating together and praying together. So we see this alhamdulillah in our Masjid and elsewhere. That everybody is together at the time of iftar, so that is a unifying factor. Now, Quran was revealed. As I mentioned to you, that Quran was revealed. So we'll skip that with the now, the question is when the shaitan is chained, then why do people still make evil act, evil deeds? Well, the reason is that is your own nafs now. Outside Ramadan, 11 months, you are so addicted to evil deeds that now in month of Ramadan, you are doing it by your habit. There is no outside force. But you are doing it because you are habitual sinner now. You cannot live without committing sin. So you are a habitual sinner. So in Ramadan you are doing the same thing. So, like many years ago, when I was a bachelor, one brother used to share my apartment, and I didn't know him, and he was in my apartment for few months, I would say. So when Ramadan came, I saw that he does not fast, and he was from a Muslim country, so he would not fast, not a single fast. So he asked him, why did you fast? And he said that, he gave, I would say, a stupid analogy. He said, Hafiz Sahab, you say, Quran says, everything, that this world is like a transit. So I am a musafir. And musafir are exempt. And he used to eat so that he would eat one donut in the morning and a coffee, and that's it. He would not eat anything. It's not that he would, but he would not fast. So some such kind of foolishness people do. So this is like habitual sin. So okay, now this hadith right here, whoever fasted Ramadan out of belief, meaning with sincere belief, and with sincerity, seeking the reward from Allah, all of his wrongdoings will be forgiven. So if you fast properly. When prayed Qiyam throughout Ramadan, meaning when you will do Qiyam al-Layl, which includes Salat al-Tarawih, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive your sins. Now, do we have to fast? Now, fasting is fard, must, and is one of the 5 pillars of Islam. So it is fard, so there is no option. Now, some people abstain from food and drink, and it goes from dawn to in Ramadan without abstaining from evil talk. Now, if you are fasting, but you are indulging into evil activities, like you are doing ghibat, you are slandering, you are losing your temper, you are watching haram things on television and elsewhere, so you will not get anything out of it. Here Rasulullah said, whoever does not need evil talk and working according to it, then Allah does not need him to leave his food and drink. So you have to abstain from haram. He also said, Rasulullah also said, so many fasting people get only hunger. Now this is a very harsh hadith. So many fasting people get only hunger and thirst from fasting. That's all. Meaning they will not get no reward. And so many praying at night people get only staying up from the meaning people who do not protect eating haram. Now this is something. If you're stomach has haram food and you are praying tahajjud, it does not mean anything. Same way, if you are fasting and you are not controlling your eyes and your tongue and your ears from haram, then you will get nothing out of it except hunger and thirst, meaning no reward. Now comes the fifth part. Now, innamal a'malu binniyat. Remember that? Every action is judged by your intention. So you have to make intention. Without intentions, your fasting has no meaning. Now there's a dua, nawaitu bishahri Ramadan lillahi ta'ala. Easy. I intend to fast the whole month of Ramadan for the sake of Allah. So at the start of Ramadan, if you make this intention, it is good for the whole month. Okay? Say, Allah, for the whole month, I make intention. Right? Plus, if you want to do it every day, you can do it every day at the time of suhoor. Right? But the best and the safest way is to make intention for the whole month once. At the start of Ramadan. The whole life. Okay. Who should fast?
You have to say in Arabic.
No, you don't have to say it in Arabic. You can say in Urdu, English, whatever, that the meaning should be the same. That I intend to fast in the month of Ramadan, the whole month of Ramadan. How much? To pray Allah. Now fasting during Ramadan is compulsory for every Muslim, male or female, who meet the following requirements. Okay, the first requirement. That person should be mentally and physically fit. Right? Sane and able. Okay? So a person who is mentally disbalanced, right? He is not, he's exempt. A person who is physically not fit, as I told you, sick or whatever, and say he is exempt. Has attained the age of puberty, which is normally about 14. Now it depends from person to person, from girls and boys. Whoever has reached the age of puberty, meaning baligh, then that person should fast. Now, kids who fast before the age of puberty, that is fine. I mean, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give them reward, but it is not for the part. Is present at the house's hometown farm, meaning you are muqim, you are not traveling. And again, while fasting, you know that you are not going to get hurt, so you should fast. Okay? Now comes suhoor. Now this is a very important aspect that we should know. Suhoor. Suhoor in Urdu is called sahri. Okay? In Urdu, in Arabic, it's called suhoor. It is the act of rising from sleep during the course of the night to take some food or drink. Now, sahri is sunnah. If you started fasting without suhoor, if you went to bed at let's say midnight and you said, I'm not going to get up for sahri, that is wrong. Suhoor should be taken few minutes before fajr. So it is sunnah, regardless of whether one feels like eating anything or not. One should rise and eat even a day or two, or merely take a gulp of water. Now, to eat too much in suhoor, that is wrong. If you eat that much that you keep on burping all day till Maghrib, that is wrong. I mean, I'm serious. I'm not wrong. I mean, it should be a little bit. Too much paratha, kebab, anda, and all that. At the time of sahri, that's too much. And then it should be a little bit. So even if you don't feel like, you still get up. That the sunnah. Drink water, take one date, that's it. So you have taken sahri. Now it is of greater merit to delay sahri. Delay. To delay sahri and to break fast at the earliest time. That is sunnah. When the time of iftar comes, do not delay. Right? But sahri, delay. But if
somebody eats too much, it's not guna. But
it's not good.
But it's not guna.
I said delay, how much delay?
But it should not be delayed so much that Sunnah Sadiq has almost said and calling doubt in the validity of the fast. Now what happens is that the ayah that I was talking to you about regarding Sahl, which is ayah number 186. It's a long ayah. In the end of the ayah, Allah says, Tilka hududullah fala taqrabuha. These are the hudud. Hudud means the boundaries of Allah. So don't go near the boundary. So for this reason, I have written that let's say if the end of Sahri is 5 o'clock, right? So stop drinking, eating few minutes before. Gargle your mouth, make sure that there's no food in your teeth, and be ready for Subh Sadiq. Why? Because tilka hududullah. Fala taqrabuha. Do not go near it. So that is why when our Jama Masjid publishes that schedule, right, we clearly write that this is the time of Subh Sadiq, let's say 5 o'clock. And then we have another section, another column that says imsak, which means it's better to stop now, meaning 10 minutes, 5 minutes before. So it's better to stop now so that you should be safe, right? Right? Some people unnecessarily ask that why is that? Wait, so this is the reason. Tilka hududullah fala taqrabuha. Don't go near it. Because brother, we are careless. Sometimes we get careless. We get eating, and somebody tells you, oh, 5 minutes have passed. Oh, it's 5:05 and you're still eating. So Masjid was 5 o'clock, so your fasting is gone that day. I mean, now there's no point of continuing fast because it's gone. Okay? So for this reason, it is recommended to stop eating a few minutes before the start of Subh Sadiq.
There was sunnah that sometimes there was azan going and people were eating, and you can still go on eating until azan is finished.
Actually, in Madinah Munawwara, there used to be 2 adhan. That's what many people don't understand. In 2 adhan, Ibn Maktoum was the muazzin, and the second muazzin was Bilal. Ibn Maktoum will call azan, right, to wake people up. Okay? So there will be many people who will be up, right? They will be eating. Then finally when Bilal will call azan, right, that was the time for Fajr. Right? So people will just stop eating. So you know what, the people misquote that hadith. They think that when Ibn Maktoum would call azan, that was Fajr time. That was not the Fajr time. So plus we have to understand that you cannot compare yourself with Sahaba. They were cautious people. We are kind of lenient. So we have to play safe. So if it is 5 o'clock, Subh Sadiq, so few minutes before you should finish and gargle your mouth. It's important. Gargle your mouth, make sure there's no food inside. Brush your teeth or miswak, whatever you are doing. So that when the Subh Sadiq starts, your mouth is free from food. So that's what it is.
So adhan to wake up for adhan?
Yeah. Even now.
Practice?
Sorry?
For the practice?
Yeah. Even now there is practice. Even now in Madinah, if you go, they call adhan for even now. If you go in Ramadan, they always make adhan around 4 o'clock to wake people up. In India we say, Rozedaro, Zage Payaro, uth jao. That's the
It's okay to say that if you don't remind, you can make adhan. So it's like a sunnah long enough for the daily wake up time.
Yeah, I mean at that time there was no other way to wake people up. So azan was the only way to wake people up. Okay, it is not permissible to follow a fast because of failure to wake up. Meaning, if you did not wake up for suhoor, it does not mean that you cannot fast. No, you should fast. But it is not right. It's not right to make it a practice. So it's not right to eat after the expiry of Sahih. Some people continue eating while the Fajr Azan, and this act breaks the fasting. So remember, if the Azan, the time has started, and you're eating, your fasting is gone. It is mustahab to delay Sahih as late as possible, but not to the time that it becomes makruh time. Makruh time is the time when now you have doubt. We have eaten whether I was right or wrong. So this is makruh time. Okay, if Sahih was missed, if one has overslept, one should not follow fasting. Yes, you know. Achha, things that, now brother, here, things that break fast. This is important, brother. Eating or drinking, right? Break the song. Sexual intercourse, even if there is no emergence of semen, it still break. Smoking. Inhaling smoke by one's own intention. Inhaling the smoke of incense, etc. Swallowing any substance or object which is not normally consumed as food or medicine will still break the fast. I mean, whatever goes through your throat will break fast. Okay? Pouring oil in the ears. This is another thing. Putting oil in your ears will break your fast. Saliva mingled with blood will break the fast if the taste of blood is indescribable when swallowing it. So if you feel that you swallowed blood, that will break the fast. Okay? If you are tasting blood, that will. If you just thought that the one that I swallowed, there was maybe a little bit of blood, it will not. But what you swallowed is majority of blood that will break the fast. Yes.
There must be a reason for it. What's the reason that people put oil in their ears?
Ears to clean. Back home, it's a common practice. You put oil, warm it up a little bit, put it, and then leave it, and then wax it.
Maybe I should try it sometime.
Yeah, try it. If something happens, don't blame me. अभी आ गया अभी क्वेश्चन नहीं अभी है सब में जी नहीं
अगर मेडिसिन करते हैं
ये anything that goes through the ear also breaks.
People burn incense while reading Quran.
The incense deliberately should not do it.
A lot of people do.
Yeah, if you go, see, there are two things. One is inhaling smoke without any effort of your own. And one is that there's incense agarbatti going on, right?
Yeah.
Now you are there, or you are working in a factory, whatever the case is, right? And there's smoke. Now you are deliberately don't inhaling it. You're not. It is just in the air, and you have no choice. You have to be there for some reason. Then it's okay. But if you go next to a smoking and you just that just like it's like smoking. Here this is a deliberate act. But if you are working or if you are at a place right where there is agarbatti and all that, so that will not break the fast. So there's a difference between deliberate act and something that you have no choice over. Eating deliberately, I told you, anything that you eat deliberately will break the fast. Water slipping down the throat while making wudu, even if not done deliberately. This is very important. Do not do excessive kulli or gargle your mouth. If you do it too much, water will go through your halaq and that will break. Now you cannot say, well, it was not a deliberate act. No, whatever goes through your, now you did it because you were careless. You were careless. Now if you drank water forgetfully, that will not break the fast. Remember that. But if you, while making wudu, you let some water slip down the throat, that will break the wudu. Break the fast. Deliberately inducing oneself to vomit, will break the fast if the vomit is mouthful. If the emergence of vomit cannot be restrained, the vomit will be said to be mouthful. Vomiting less than a mouthful will not break the fast, even if deliberately induced. You know, some kids used to do that, just to make sure that mom will say, okay, right, now you can eat. So, a food article the size of a pea, stuck in the teeth, slips down the throat, will break the fast. That's why before the start of Subh Sadiq, you should gargle your mouth completely. And the first thing is do miswak or brush your teeth.
So during the day, can you
During the day, you can do miswak. Not too much. We'll come to that. Now, applying drops of medicine in the nostril, that will also break the masturbation, which is a very evilful act, but it will break the fast. Ejaculation as a result of caressing and fondling the wife, even if there was no sexual intercourse, that will also break the fast. Now, taking bath. Can I take bath or a shower or dip in water while fasting? Yes, you can. You can do that. You can take a bath or a shower and you can dip in water during fasting. So as long as you're not swallowing water, fine, you can do it. No, there is no specific time. You can take shower anytime. When I was a kid, somebody told me that after midday, afternoon, if you take shower, your fast will break. We used to think, although there's nothing like that. You can take shower anytime. Gargling. Can I wash my mouth and nose during wudu? Yes. But again, you have to be very cautious. Don't overdo it. Okay. Eating in forgetfulness. Now, if I eat or drink out of forgetfulness, does that void my fasting? No, it does not. If you forgot and it happens, sometimes it happens to some people in the first few days of Ramadan. You're used to it, and so no, it does not. So if you forgot, remember Rasulullah said, khata and nisyan. Rufi'a an ummati al-khata wa nisyan. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had written that this ummah of Rasulullah will not be punished for over those acts that they do out of forgetfulness or by mistake. So if I vomit unintentionally, does that break my fast? No. Does bleeding of the mouth and gum void my fasting? No. It will not. Your gums are bleeding, it will not. Would my
even though you taste the blood and
yes. Now this is a separate issue. If you swallowed the blood, right, and you feel that you have swallowed blood, you are feeling it. That it was not a little bit saliva, but the majority of what I swallowed was blood. That will break. But if you feel that my gums are bleeding, and you did fully and gargle your mouth, definitely. Can I use miswak? Yes, you can do miswak. Now, can I use toothbrush and toothpaste? Yes, you can, but be very cautious, because toothbrush has paste. And if the paste goes through your throat, khalas. So be very. The best thing is before the start of Subh Sadiq, brush your teeth. But please, brother, everybody should brush your teeth. So what happens is that when people come to the masjid and they have not brushed their teeth, they say, Subhanallah, Subhanallah.
Sometimes the lu'ab or the liquid in the mouth goes inside. During the fasting.
The lu'ab, are you talking about saliva? Yeah, saliva is fine. Saliva is fine. You can saliva. Sorry?
as long as there is no blood.
Yeah, exactly. But saliva you can take in saliva. That's part of your mouth, so that is fine. Yes, can I brush my teeth? Yes, you can, but you have to be very cautious about it. Very, very cautious about it. Don't be lenient. Yes. If a person has asthma, just taking the inhaler void the fast. Now, regarding asthma, our fuqaha have said that no, it does not void the fast according to Dr. Yusuf Qaradawi. He has said that whether it is not, it's a debatable question, to be honest, right? Dr. Yusuf Qaradawi have said no, but the rest of the fuqaha have said yes, it will break. So this is an issue in which there is some debate going. Because the asthma patient, right, is going to inhale intentionally, right? Right? So that technically it should break the fast. But Dr. Yusuf Qaradawi, a very well-known faqih, he said, look, here that Mareez is taking it out of necessity. So, there's a few. Can I use eye drop and kuhul? Yes. Eye drop, surma. Ji?
Also when you put eye drops, if you use it, you can feel it.
Ji, anything that goes through your eye, that is okay. Anything that goes through your halaq or ear, fuqaha said that is not okay.
But you can taste in your throat.
Yeah, that's yeah. For some reason, fuqaha have given. But they have said that you can use it. I do not know why. You're right. I mean, you can feel it here. There must be a reason for that. I don't know. There must be some logical reason. Huh? Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. There must be some reason. Okay. Again, taking eye drops here is again a controversial issue. Imam Shafi has his view that this will break it. Others say no, because it's going through eye. Ear? Yeah. Oh, sorry. Here. So I do not know. But the fuqaha, our Hanafi fuqaha said that yes, it will break. Injection. Here comes your question. Injection. Now injection. Can I take injection? Yes, you can take injection. Because injection is something that's not going through your throat. Okay? So yes, you can inject, you can take injection because there's nothing going through your nose or your mouth.
Injection or
Yeah, injection is something that all the fuqaha are unanimous that you can take injection. What's that?
anything like
Injection, intravenously or intravenously too. But then if you get solution of glucose, take your vein.
Yes, but the thing is that it's not going through through your throat or ear. Here's the thing: you will take injection only when it is necessary. Okay, only when again for just to get some strength. If you are taking injection, that is wrong. If there is a medical reason and you are taking injection, that is fine. But if a person is just taking it just to get some strength, that is wrong. That is the blood drawing. Blood drawing does not break the fast. Okay. Actually, I have to cover zakat. That is very important. I'm trying to run through these. No. Like, can I? Okay, can I swallow the food particles between? No, you cannot. Unintentional fasting in tasting food. Now here's the thing. This is a very. When I was a student, my teacher gave. He said that this is okay for women, and he used to say that if a woman, a sister's husband is very cruel, and she thinks that if she will not taste the food, and the food is not tasty, husband will do zulm over her. So she can put, let's say, a korma, whatever she on her tongue, and this will give her some taste and then spit it. Yeah. Now people like you, alhamdulillah, your wife will have to do that. So, I mean, they have given this clause that if somebody has to do it for some reason, you can put that on your tongue, but you cannot swallow it. If you swallow, then yeah. Chewing gum, of course, chewing gum will break the do I have to break my fast when I'm traveling? You are allowed to. I mean, breaking here means not keeping it. Yes, I mean, again, you are allowed to not. You are allowed not to fast. If you fast, it is better. Now, what is the distance? Like 50, some say 48 miles, but 52 and a half is the better one. Then you are. So let's say you are going from here to Tampa. That you are musafir. Air, walking, flying, swimming, whatever. But if you go that much, you are musafir. So you go from here to Tampa. Let's say Tampa is 70 miles. So you are musafir. Mistake in suhoor, I talked about it. Dua. Sahur is the food that you eat at the time of Sahri. Iftar timing, I have said that iftar time, the sunnah is to break the fast at the earliest time. Rasulullah said, my ummah is still on the right path as long as they eat iftar soon. I mean, the sun is set, do not. Shia people, you know, they break fast if they are fasting, by the way. After 10-15 minutes. You know that? What? They always have their own stuff. You know, first of all, very few of them fast, truly, I'm telling you. Just like they don't believe in like praying salah, 5 times salah. So they have their own time but we the people that try to follow Rasulullah, we should break right after iftar. Right after.
One question. Some people have diabetes. Sometimes they fast, and their blood sugar goes down in the afternoon to 50 or 60. They are going to go unconscious or something. Can they break the fast?
Yeah, doctor. This is the thing that you have to consult a Muslim doctor. You know, this is what on health issues. The fiqh says that go and consult a Muslim doctor. He will tell you whether you should fast or not. All of these are Muslim doctors. You can go ask Muslim doctors. They will tell you, yes, this is good, this is right for you to, because they will know your condition better.
So if your sugar falls below 50, you will have no choice but to break fast. Otherwise,
I will have no idea, but the doctor can tell you Muslim doctor. It is a part of our fiqh. You know, if you read, one of the usul of fiqh is that you go and ask the health issues from the Muslim doctor. Yeah, okay, so the last slide, and then I'll move on to zakat for 15 minutes, is that dua of iftar. Again, Allahumma inni laka sumtu wa bika amantu wa ala rizqika aftartu. So this is the time of the dua accepted. Rasulullah said that at the time of iftar, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts the dua of the fasting person. So Allahumma laka sumtu wa bika amantu wa ala rizqika aftartu. अब जल्दी से there are some women issues. I'm going to inshallah request Iqbal Bhai to send you the slide. These are issues regarding women, and inshallah you can talk about it. You can read it, and inshallah. Abba mein zakat karne. Zakat, okay. 15 minutes inshallah zakat. Now the zakat. The history of zakat, I think you all know, zakat was made fun in Makkah, but it was applicable only in Medina. So zakat became applicable in Medina. Now, the reason was that in Makkah, Sahaba had no money. And if you are poor, there is no zakat. So zakat also became applicable in Medina. Now, what is the nisab? First, we'll talk about nisab, and then we'll talk about who are the people who should give Now, zakat is paid on the surplus of wealth. Now, what does that mean? It means that let's say you are making $1 million a year, right? But you are spending that $1 million. So, in December or whatever the month is, you know, at the end of the year you have nothing left, so there's no zakat over here. Okay? So, but whatever is surplus, right? Zakat is fall upon that. Okay? So let's say you are making $1 million, you spend $900,000. Now in your bank you have $100,000. So the zakat would be only upon $100,000 because that's the surplus. So whatever you save, whatever is left behind, that is the surplus wealth. When one masjid in Orlando, I'm so shocked to hear that they are told that zakat is value upon your paycheck. What? Paycheck. So, oh my God, how can that be possible? So that was a new. So is paid on the surplus of which is left after a year. So let's say you said, you know what, I'm going to take out my zakat from Ramadan to Ramadan. Fine, do that. So in this year, right, when from Friday or Saturday, whenever the month starts, you sit down and see how much money I have. Right? So that is the amount on which you are going to give your zakat. Whatever you have earned throughout the year, it does not matter. You know, that's gone. Whatever is left, that's your surplus.
Left, the life of the left.
Left has to be 1 year, right?
What will be the life of the left? 1 month left and 12 months left.
So yeah, after the year, whatever is left, after the whole year.
But Imam Bukhari is asking, suppose right now you don't have any money, but Ramadan you get say 100,000. So that 100,000.
ये सवाल भी आएगा. मतलब मैंने सवाल आप दे दिए, but if you want I can answer you just now. No. So the thing is that if you have given zakat, right? Now you got like $10,000, let's say, right? So you have $100,000 and you gave zakat. You are farid. Now you get $10,000 from somewhere. No. Now you will wait for the next year. And during the course of the year, if you spend, copy के बराबर कर दिया? No, nothing. Okay.
Accumulating income over and over the years. Accumulating income के total.
See, this year you have said, this year left over say 100,000, next year 150,000. So next year you will give zakat on
150,000, yes. Say 50 नहीं, हर year, whatever is the. It is thus a payment on the accumulated wealth. हम बताएंगे आपको कितनी चीजों में ज़कात नहीं आप लोग पूछेंगे. It is a payment on the, you know what I told a person that, you know, zakat is not for. He said, Hafsa, really? Oh, Hafsa, he helped me. Hafsa. I So it is the, okay. So now how much zakat is paid? It is 2.5%. So if you have $100,000, right, you pay $2,500. That's zakat. Okay. Okay. The minimum standard of surplus of wealth for which zakat is charged is known as nisab. Now that is the nisab. What is the nisab? The nisab is here. Is something that is equivalent to 634 grams of silver or 88 grams of gold. It is around $1,000. It is around $1,000. No. 634 grams of silver is how much? Last. Wait, किसी बात वो देखिए आज का सिल्वर का क्या था? चलो खैर देख लीजिए जो भी है. तो 88 अभी हमारे टाइम की I have calculated. So 88 grams of gold. Or the cash that is equivalent to it. चले अभी let's talk about $1,000 plus minus हम लोग देख लेंगे. Yeah, the gold price has skyrocketed. But let's talk for the sake of argument. Let's talk about $1,000. So if you have gold, silver, right? So and cash, right? So let's say you have gold worth that $10,000, for example. You have silver worth, let's say $20,000. You have cash, let's say $50,000. So you have, let's say $80,000, right? combined together. So you will give zakat on $80,000. So you will see how much silver you have, how much gold you have, how much cash you have, and then you will give.
How about diamond?
Diamond is second.
So suppose I have money to avoid the zakat, then I buy
Good, absolutely. But your intention should not be to avoid giving zakat.
Is it wrong or not wrong?
But no, the intention is wrong, but the act is fine. Meaning you can, if you are saying I don't want to pay zakat, that is wrong. If you say that I want to save my money by buying diamond, right? That is okay, because zakat is the haqq of poor people. Allah has given you money, share it with poor people. So that is the right thing.
No, but percentage of zakat on the gold and silver, but the diamond is also
नहीं बस ज़कात भाई क्या करें भाई Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has accepted diamond. Diamond is called, in the fiqh term, is called a very expensive stone.
$51 gram for gold.
Gold.
$51
Gram. Tell me your kid.
4,480. Yes.
4,500.
No, that is a lot of different.
Business inventory.
So nisab is yes.
It's a lot of difference if you calculate with silver and gold. One comes $500, $600, another comes more than $6,000.
So whatever is less, you should have that.
It's better to calculate with silver. That's you can cover more.
Exactly. Look. There are two conditions for zakat to be obligatory. Being in possession of nisab, meaning that money or that thing should be in your possession for the whole year. For the whole year. Then it becomes first. Being in possession of nisab, possession property in excess of a minimum exempt limit. Yeah. On completion of one lunar year or the well, according to Hanafi, if a person possesses worth equal to or in surplus of nisab in the beginning and at the end. Now, let me tell you what it means. What it means is that after the thing is was asani. After the year, just sit down and see how much surplus you have and just give it 2.5% of that. But now comes the good part about looking for relief. Here's the thing. This is the place where that brother hugged me. Okay. He said that Hamza, what about loan? I think all of us have houses on mortgage, except for some rich people who have paid off their houses. One such person is just left. Okay. Here's the thing. Let's say your minimum payment is right? Is $2,000. Now that is the minimum payment, right? So this is the loan, right? Now you will multiply it into 12. That is 24,000, 24,000, right? Now let's say you have $100,000. I know you have more than that, but let's say you have $100,000, right? Now what you do is that you deduct 24,000. 24,000. Okay, now you will pay zakat on 76,000. This is where the brother hugged you.
24,000.
This is the qard. This is the minimum payment. That is your qard. Now don't go into riba and non-riba. That is not an issue here. We all know that riba is haram, but we are not. Here you have taken qard, right or wrong. This is qard. Right? You have to pay, whether you have got it from a Yahudi or a Muslim or a Nasrani, doesn't matter. That is qard, right? So you have to pay back. Okay? So 76 out of $100,000, you deduct 24,000, which is your minimum payment, and pay the rest. So you will pay. Now comes another issue here regarding qard. Let's say Zafrullah Sahib had taken a loan from you, let's say $10,000. Right? Now the thing is that he has taken loan from you, he is going to pay you back. Now he had not paid you back yet. So that money is not in your possession. So here you see, it should be in your possession. That is your money, which is with him. But he has not given it back to you. When he will give back, when he will give the money back to you, then you will include that in your whole, then it will be 110. Then you will give zakat. But here is the bad part of it. The bad part is, let's say if he gave you money after 3 years. 3 years, right? The thing that the correct fatwa on that is that when he will give you the money, so you give zakat over the previous 3 years. So that is one thing. Now, you see slide with this, Acha.
Also, this is very contradictory because if money is not, that means the money is still in your possession.
Yeah, in your possession. This is
account receivable.
Huh?
Account receivable is your money.
Account receivable is your money. Yeah, this is the thing. Although that is not with you, but it is considered your money. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah. If you do not get it, fine. You will not pay the card. Yeah, I mean you're right, but you have a point but then it is considered just Salim saying well,
it is receivable.
Yeah.
Receivable. You have to pay and your liability.
Because it's not a business, it's not a receipt. Unless it's a
So
business.
it is
not a business here.
चलिए इसको खत्म कर लेते हैं. One side. Now comes your there are two things that I would like to mention here, and before I close, next slide. Okay. So here's the thing. Your question was what, brother?
Business inventory.
Business inventory. Business inventory, you have to see. You have to take an average of how much business inventory you have. On business inventory, there is zakat. Remember that, right? Here is the thing on which there is no zakat. And that is, you have a building. Right? And you run your business there. You own that building or that shop. And let's say the market value of that shop or that building is, let's say, $1 million. There is no zakat on that. Yeah. Because you're using. But you have your merchandise there, there's zakat on that. Okay? Second issue is about that Tariq bhai asked me a few days back, and that is a very important question. And that is your property. Okay? Now the house in which you are living in, no matter how expensive it is, there's no zakat. Cars, no matter how expensive they are, no zakat. Because you are using it. Now comes a question that I bought a land. Right? Now I kept it there. Right? I have no intention of doing anything. I just bought it and left it. There's no zakat in that. Yeah? Now zakat is on that land that you purchase, right? And then you have the intention of doing business from that. Business from by selling that land, you want to do business. You take the profit and then you'll buy another land and then you'll pocket the money. Now let's say Jumani Sahab bought 2-3 houses. Right? His intention is not to sell them right now. Said no. But his intention is to give those houses on rent. There is no zakat on that. Zakat will be when Jumani Sahab will make intention that, I am going to sell them. Now, yes, very technical thing. Second thing is that the money that he is receiving as rent, if he is keeping that money, and it is coming in that pile, right, then there is zakat. If Jumani Sahab is getting the rent and is spending it, Like I like it, Pai, I like it. He keeps on bringing it. You know, spending on friends and all that, right? So no zakat on that. So once the rent that you are receiving and you are spending it, no zakat. But the rent that you get and you put it, there's zakat.
So zakat is on the money or zakat on the building?
The building money, right? Remember, if Jumai Sahib has bought like 2, 3, whatever houses or shops with the intention of selling it, Jumai Sahib, then it will be zakat. But you have bought it so that you are going to rent it out. Ji.
If we have money kept for doing donation, does zakat apply?
The question is, if you have the money to give donation, until you give donation, you have to give zakat on that. Once you give donation, Masjid ko nahi deenge.
Zakat has always been a wealth tax. That's what.
Wealth tax, yeah.
Wealth.
Yeah, it's all the wealth.
Income.
Yeah, exactly. Very good point. It's not CPA. It's not the income tax, it is the wealth tax, the surplus. Yes, the surplus. So,
You have 9:30.
okay.
One question, brother. Where zakat can be given? There is a lot of misconception. Masjid people asking.
Very good. To whom zakat can be given? There are 2, 3 things, brothers, here. One thing is zakat can be given to a person who is poor. Now, who is poor? Poor is that person who cannot, upon whom giving zakat is not for. Meaning a person who does not have nisab, you know the nisab amount, he has less than that, or nothing, then you can give zakat. But a person who is eligible to give zakat, you cannot give your zakat to him because he's rich. He's called rich. A person who has that much money to give zakat, he's rich. You cannot give. Now you can give zakat to your brother, to your sister, to your aunt, to your uncle, but not to your dad or to your mom, not to your children. Yes. But another thing is, it is better, it is recommended that when you are giving zakat, you should not inform that person that, you know what, this is zakat money. No, you should make intention to Allah, that Allah, I am giving this zakat money because that person needs it, so that is your intention. But do not tell that brother. It is makruh to that, because that might break his. When you are giving that person, you say, you know, brother, sister, I thought of helping you out, please keep it to yourself.
If you're doubtful about his nisab, you cannot find out.
So, you know to the best of your. Now here's the thing. Wife has jewelry. She is the owner of the jewelry. Shawl is pakka. Meaning he's out of job or he has job, by the way, but you know whatever he earns, by the end of the month it's gone. So he pays for the paycheck. So you can give zakat to the husband.
I'm joking. This is a point you can be asked. This is a point you can be asked.
Okay, here, so now the reason for that is that husband and wife are two different individuals. She has the jewelry and she's keeping it, but the husband does not has money at the end of the month, right? Or by the end of the year, right? He has not. He's hand to mouth, broke. So you can give zakat to the husband, but you cannot give zakat to the.
How is she going to cash it from the jewelry to give it to him? How is she going to cash it?
Zakat, since the wife is the owner of the zakat, it is her obligation to give zakat. It is not the obligation of the husband. If the husband says, no problem, I will give zakat, you cannot call him foolish. You know? No, he is doing it, it's called ihsan, that you know, you have the money, but I also have money. Okay. But technically, giving zakat is her responsibility because she is the owner of the wealth.
if it's for jewelry, is for personal use only. If what if it is
jewelry, yeah, jewelry is jewelry, whether you are using it or not. This is a very important point. Yusuf Qadai, for some reason, has said that if you are using jewelry, that is exempt. That is very bad. All the fuqaha said that he had made a mistake that he had made.
I have a question here. Out of 8 category, 8 recipients, 8 category people can receive the zakat. One of them is for the sake of deen. Tawbah, Surah Tawbah, it is said there, Ayah 27 or whatever. And in non-Muslim countries, if you make an institution that is spread the Islam, you can give the zakat.
Yeah,
and our institution.
Yeah, Yusuf Qaradawi has given permission that you can give zakat money to Masjid, right? That's Yusuf Qaradawi, right? If you read his book of Fiqh al-Zakat, he had been very forcefully, he has said that in US, UK, just like you were saying, you know, if you don't give zakat money to the Masjid and to schools, how is Islam is going to spread? He has few points there, right? Which are very valid, and logically it appeals, right? But here's the thing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in that ayah that you are quoting had given 8 categories. إنما الصدقات للفقراء والمساكين والعاملين عليها والمؤلفة قلوبهم وفي الرقاب والغارمين وفي سبيل الله وابن السبيل. So fuqaha is saying, listen, if fi sabilillah, right? If you can give zakat to anything that is fi sabilillah, then what was the use of the 7 categories? See, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving us these 8 categories, right? Specific. And then Allah said, look at the ayah, Faridatan min Allah. This is Farida from Allah. Meaning this is firm, what I'm telling you. Don't break this rule here. Wallahu alim hakim. So, fuqaha are saying that, look at the other ayah of Quran. Khud min sadaqatihim, look at the hadith. Khud min aghniyahim wa turaddu ala fuqara'ihim. Take zakat from the rich people and give it to the poor people. So here they have said that, look, zakat is a haqq of poor people. Right? Fi sabilillah here means that whatever you give, right, you will give it in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It does not mean that you can use zakat money on buildings. Because building is not the haqq of a poor person. Zakat is the haqq of poor people. So yes, you are right. Yusuf Qaradawi has very strongly advocated that, but the rest of the fuqaha, majority of them are saying no. This is why there is a padda in North America. Some Imam says that you can give zakat to the Masjid, even to the running of the Masjid. This is very wrong. You know, running of the Masjid or to building school, but the rest of the fuqaha says no. There's nothing of this sort. So there is this difference. I would say that no. That's why, inshallah, in the expansion of the Masjid, we are not accepting zakat. Because we have to play safe.
Zakat is given local only, or you can give to overseas?
Okay, here's the thing. Zakat, sorry, this is the last class before Ramadan, so if I go, I'm going to give this about. If somebody wants to leave, you can leave. Let me finish this issue. Now here, the right thing about zakat is, my brothers and sisters, is that the first right over your zakat money belongs to your poor relatives. Yeah, no matter where they are. Your relatives are still your relatives, no matter where you are living or they are living. So the poor relatives have the first right over your zakat money. Second is your local Muslim brothers and sisters, wherever you are living. Orlando, Sudan. Third is anywhere in the world. Okay? So that is the sequence. For some reason, some Imam here said that no, only local, that is completely nonsense, because there's nothing of that sort. The relatives have the first. Now, yes, if you say no, mashallah, all my relatives are well off, mashallah, and all that, or it is impossible for me to reach out to them because they are somewhere. So then the next thing is look locally and help your local poor people. Like just now, our children are in downtown, mashallah, helping poor people right now as I'm talking to you. So this is the haqq of the local poor people. And then anywhere you want to send, like Syria or these days, anywhere you want to send him.
How about investment?
That on investment, yes, there is zakat. So
The zakat has to be given only to the Muslims or anybody?
zakat can be given only to Muslims. Sadaqah can be given to Muslims, non-Muslims, no problem. But zakat can be given only to Muslims. Yes. This is your savings. So again, you have an option to give every month, every year, or to give when you get it.
For all years.
Yeah, for all years. When you give it, then that will be too much. So,
If you loan money to somebody and he's paying zakat on that money, when he gives it back to you, you still have to pay the zakat on it?
yeah, I mean, he cannot pay your zakat. You have to pay your own zakat. Right? Now, here's the thing. You can pay, this is another thing. You can pay zakat before it becomes fard. Let's say, during the course of the year, somebody needs money, right? You want to help that person out, but you say, I want to use my zakat money. Yeah, you can give that person zakat. Although it has not become fard. The year had not ended yet, but you can do it before the year end. That's fine.
If we have a child's savings account, does the zakat apply on that?
But that is in your own. Until child is not baligh, right, and that money is in your possession, you are the malik. When that child becomes baligh, then you transfer it into that child's account, then that child would be liable to pay zakat. So you have to tell your baligh child that beta from now on you have to pay Yeah, exactly. So zakat cannot be given to husband, cannot give zakat to his wife. Warna ye kahan gaya kisuri mein. Or a wife to husband, yes. You cannot do that.
Except she has ability to pay zakat. That's right.
If the husband does not have a son.
She cannot help us.
Yeah, husband.
Husband want to go with it.
What time ho gaya?
So account receivable and pay. Balance
So to some relatives, zakat cannot be given.
This is more important.
Cannot be given to one's mother, father, paternal, grandparent, great grandparent. देखिए एक चीज मैं आपको बता दूं. Remember that furu'at. If you remember this principle, then you will not ask these questions. There are usul and furu'at. If you can just remember this much, this will make it very easy. If you remember the usul, I would say, then. Okay, so देखिए, one is usul. Usul means
Principle.
No, this is a root. Yeah, these are the roots. Root. Usul here means roots. Okay. What are the roots? Wait, आपके roots क्या हैं? Parents. Parents are your roots. So parents are your roots. Okay. And who else is your root? Your children. Children are also they are your own blood. Your own. So they are called your roots. Now, parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, right? Children, grandchildren and all that, these are your usul, roots. You cannot give zakat to them. Furu'at means branches. Branches, right? Furu'at are branches. Right? Branches are your aunts, uncles, your brothers, sisters. They are they are the branches. So it's like a tree. The root here are parents and children, and the furu'at are the branches. Branches are your brother, sister. So you cannot give zakat to roots, but you can give it to branches. Brother needs it. Your real brother needs it. Is out of job or something. Just quickly give it to him, or don't tell. Yes.
Is it better to give zakat in Ramadan because of higher reward?
Yeah. It is good. It is better to give zakat in Ramadan because every first act that you will do, you will get the reward 70 times.
70 times?
70 times. So each dollar that you give, you get the reward at least 70 times.
And about the account receivable, accounts payable, and then whatever is the net worth, you have to pay that.
Yes, yes. ठीक है ना? तो इसमें यहाँ खत्म करते हैं साहब, इसको जाकर कुछ children हो गया, हाँ सही है. No, those जाली सही नहीं, real सही है. You know, some people just write Sayyid because they came to US and they know that nobody knows them. So they say Sayyid Falan. No, a person who belongs to the family of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he is Sayyid. Sayyid cannot receive zakat, so you cannot give zakat to Sayyid. Akhri cheez kar le, sadaqat al-fitr, you know that before Eid, before the Salat of Eid, you should give zakat al-fitr. That is again feeding one person, it is $5. You should give it on the behalf of every member of your family. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept
$5 is minimum, you give.
Yeah, $5 is minimum, you can give more, it's up to you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept. Now brother, here is the thing, let's make dua because we are going to assemble after 1 month. So alhamdulillah, all year long we have this class. Please make dua that whatever mistake I made, may Allah forgive. And whatever good was said or whatever we learned, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us put into practice. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept these gatherings. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us learn Islam, learn Hadith, learn Quran, and learn the Masail of Sharia. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us put this knowledge into practice. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whatever correct was said in this class, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this was from your coffee. And whatever wrong was said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this Ramadan the best Ramadan of our life. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us and the entire ummah in this month of Ramadan. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us follow your ahkamat in this month of Ramadan. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us and our parents and all the Muslimin in this month of Ramadan. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun ala al-mursalin. See you brother inshallah after 1 month. Because when he made the video, he had moved.
رب زدني علما ألف لام